Mustafa Chike-Obi and we virtually started our professional lives, I think, in the same week, if not on the same day, at the same institution. So we go way back. So I had no choice, no matter the conflicts, but to accept to be here today. However, it gave me two issues to ponder. And since Mustafa Chike-Obi and the Chike-Obis are known for mathematics, I looked at it in terms of a simultaneous equation. First of all, I needed to attend. And I needed to speak. He said I wouldn't, but I knew. Whether it's opening remarks or goodwill, I would have to speak. But then I saw that His Highness would be here. And if I may refer to him as we used to in the banking terms, as Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, SLS. We all know what it is when you give him a microphone. He's my friend though, he's my brother, but so I knew that I would have the constraint of making sure that I don't make any policy statement that he will feel obliged to disagree with, to debunk, and to generally make the kind of headlines that he's used to making with. And so, in order to escape the risk of being part of what he is used to, and I think you already have your headlines for tomorrow anyway, you don't need any more. So I'll stick to my script, if I may, which is, it lacks the fireworks that come with SLS when he speaks. But I think it's still worthwhile. However, I cannot fail to say this. It's an important conversation that we are having, and His Highness has raised important issues. What I will say is that I can't say that any one of them is new or is not being, it hasn't been recognized and is not being given due attention. All that he had to say from regulation, and we know with Dr. Olayemi Cardoso, Central Bank is in safe hands, is in the hands of somebody that will follow the law, that will do the right thing. But all he had to say, from discussion of short-term liquidity in the foreign exchange market to long-term structural change, I can say that all those issues are being dealt with in the policies of the current administration, but it won't all be done on one day. It is a direction of travel, and I think it's the right direction, but it will take time to adjust from, he described in very graphic terms, the kind of road we were on, the kind of driving that the country has been subjected to. But I think, as the last speaker said, what we want is a transformational leader, and by God's grace, we have one now. I think he has started to transform the Nigerian economy. So on the issue of this year's theme, emerging issues, navigating the complex balance between regulation and compliance, I think it's particularly timely, it's particularly relevant. As SLS said, we're an inherently, finance banking is inherently risky, so you need to be conservative. This summit is coming at a time that is pivotal in the economic history of Nigeria. The financial sector does have a crucial role to play, and the theme of this of today's event does underscore the dynamic nature of the challenges we face, and it's imperative that we collectively address them together, balancing the complexities of regulation and compliance in order to build the type of resilient system that will underpin the eventual, what we pray will be an eventual move to rapid, sustained, and inclusive economic growth. As gatekeepers to the flows of capital that will shape Nigeria's future, few stakeholders bear more responsibility for charting an equitable, sustainable path to progress than those of us in this room here today. And so as we discuss these pressing issues, I'm happy to recognize the significant contributions of the banking sector to our development. The banking industry serves as the backbone of our financial infrastructure. And you know, no matter what we say in terms of the fact that we need to strengthen it, we need at this time to make sure that it really is able to cope with the stresses of the moment. It is a matter of pride that funds are mobilized across the whole spectrum, short-term, medium-term, and long-term funding with the pension system, with the pension funds. And overall, we have a financial system that if we can build on it, will be a pride to the country and to Africa as a whole. As we celebrate the strides we've made, we must grapple with emerging challenges that threaten the stability and integrity of the system. Rapid technological changes, the growing sophistication of financial crimes, increased trade and capital flow volatility. These dynamics introduce new and complex risks, which it is the duty of you as bank directors to manage. At the same time, we recognize that, well, I'm afraid to say that over-regulation can be counterproductive, stifling innovation and growth. I'm not sure there can be over-regulation, but definitely there needs to be a balance, as we heard earlier. And how do we strike this delicate balance? I believe the answer lies in collaboration. Regulators must partner with the industry to promote innovations that drive financial access. Bankers have a duty to embed integrity and transparency into our culture and technology systems. Lawmakers need to pass dynamic policies which compel accountability while enabling sector-wide agility and growth. In perhaps more colorful terms, we're saying the same thing as was said, in less colorful terms, what was said earlier about the role of legislators, even critical. As we strive towards this balance, we must also invest in developing our human capital and institutional capabilities. And of course, that's where BDAN comes in. It has a whole commitment to training and to capacity building. Building a high integrity system requires instilling values from top to bottom while also empowering people at all levels to take responsibility. As was graphically mentioned to us earlier, it starts from the top. Once you don't have that the right leadership in all its ramifications, you can forget it. And that's why I keep saying our hope, and the hope of Nigerians, is in the fact that you have a leadership that has taken bold, courageous decisions that the whole world agrees. Wherever you look, whether it's at the World Bank meetings, whether it's at the G20 meetings, there's a strong recognition internationally that the country has taken some key decisions and it just needs to keep going in that direction. And the private sectors of these more developed countries, they are pointing out and they are showing that are interested and that it's worthy of their interest and their support and their money to invest in this country, which after people tell you, after China, after India, is the next biggest. That's ripe for investments. We are committed to working closely with the Central Bank of Nigeria and industry stakeholders to develop a regulatory framework that is balanced, risk-based, and forward-thinking, working in collaboration with the CBN, everybody maintaining their lane as far as their mandates are concerned, and that was explained very clearly to us earlier. So I'd just like to say that, to my mind, the Nigerian banking industry has a bright future with a strong foundation, talented workforce, and a commitment to innovation. The industry is poised to play a significant role in driving Nigeria's development. This summit is a platform for open dialogue, for knowledge exchange and collaboration, and I think you'll agree you've had some of that already. Encourage all participants to actively engage in the discussions, share the insights, and contribute to policy formulation of strategies and policies that advance our financial sector. Before I go, I must be fair and maybe directly respond to the challenge to live up to what has been indicated, challenge of delivering, speaking to delivering on some of the commitments, some of the directions of travel that we have pointed out, particularly as far as funding of liquidity in the foreign exchange market, which is critical at this stage. And even though that's just a short-term answer, it is an important one. And what I can say is that across various avenues, all efforts are being made to bring in funds that will shore up the liquidity of the financial system, of the foreign exchange system, and there's no reason at this stage to feel that the indications that were made earlier have changed in any way. It just takes time. On that note, and with that support from my dear brother, I say thank you very much for listening, and I wish you successful deliberations.
Thank you.